Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Adam Trigger at Top Flight SI on Twitter and Dave Koken at Dave Koken. Make sure you're giving both of those guys a follow. Time to talk some AFC Championship. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals now 7.5-point underdogs or 7-point underdogs, even money, depending on where you like to shop, at the Kansas City Chiefs, total 54.5. Adam, bottom line, I said if this hits 7.5, I'm going to put Kansas City in one of those open teasers I've had for the last week. I had the Bucks, I had the Bills. Cincinnati fits that role for me, or excuse me, Kansas City now fits that role for me, teasing them down to 1.5. But Marco D'Angelo brought up something really interesting in regards to the total on Bet on It. So he's got me looking towards the under in this one as well. Your thoughts on the AFC Championship game?
Cal, I'm not much of a totals handicapper in the sense that I don't play many of them, and I typically don't sell them or give them out. But I definitely agree with Marco here that this number feels inflated as it pertains to the over. Seems like it's you're really paying a premium to have to bet the over here based on what happened in the first meeting and based on what happened last week. Now, there's probably going to be some points in this game. Burrow is great against the blitz. That's what the Chiefs like to do. Of course, the Chiefs' offense was outstanding against one of the best defenses in the league last week. But these two teams played a couple weeks ago, and they played a pretty high-scoring game in the 30s. So typically, when that happens, and now you get a rematch about a month later, I would like to think that both of these teams can make some adjustments to potentially slow the other down. And it's also it's a much bigger stage. The stakes are much higher. That tends to slow the game down a little bit. Usually, even that Chiefs Bills game last week didn't go nuts until the fourth quarter. That actually looked like the under might get there for about three quarters, and then it just went off the rails. But I hear a lot of the Bengals defense isn't very good. I disagree with that. They've been awesome in the playoffs so far. Both their games have gone under. Awuzie, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but he's turned into one of the best cornerbacks in the league. He's can at least take one option out of play for Kansas City, force them to do something else. So yeah, I agree with Marco. The number seems high, and I think the under is the right way if you're going to play the total in this game.
Mr. Koken, what are you looking at in this one? I really don't feel like my teaser spot is a bad position, but do you think the Bengals can upset?
Well, I made the number 8. We'll get that out of the way. So there's no value. The question for me is, do scheduling dynamics matter in the playoffs? You would think, well, these are gigantic games, so nobody's going to hit a flat spot. I don't know. That was an unbelievable game, one of the all-timers last week between the Chiefs and the Bills. And I can see where Kansas City could be a little bit drained coming into this game. Now, I don't know that they'll be drained for 60 minutes, but my sense is they could struggle a little bit early in this game. Might take them a while to find their legs. The Bengals, all the games were tough last weekend, but the Bengals looked like the considerably better team against Tennessee. They won a game with a quarterback that sacked 9 times, which tells you that you got to be the better team to win a game like that. And they've also had a little extra time to prepare. If I'm going to bet this game, I'm going to take the Bengals in the first half. I think they've got a decent chance to catch Kansas City a little bit ragged early, a little bit tired early, mentally. I don't know that it lasts for 60 minutes with the great Mahomes at quarterback and all those weapons Kansas City has. So if I'm going to do anything, it'll be Bengals first half plus the points in this game. I think I've got a live shot with them.
That's actually a really great angle, Dave. I just locked in the Bengals +4 in the first half. That'll give me something to cheer for in that one, because otherwise I'm cheering for a lot of boringness if I'm taking Marco D'Angelo's under. Thank you to Adam. Thank you to Dave. Make sure you're following both those guys on Twitter. Don't forget to head over to our WagerTalk YouTube channel and check out our other video.